What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on the Lakers, their latest loss, right? Um, you know, every time the Lakers lose, it's always somebody else's fault besides LeBron James, and that has been like it's been like that all throughout LeBron James's career. Now, the latest victim in this, like scapegoating, in my opinion, the latest victim is JJ Redick. Now, I'm not a JJ Redick fan, but I just think that when these commentators like who's a guy named Kendrick Perkins blamed, their latest loss because the Lakers now are down 3-1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're down 3-1. They're on the verge of getting, eliminated. And I think the biggest problem with the Lakers is just the Lakers are LeBron James is old, and LeBron James don't have the impact on the game that they're claiming that he has. That's the biggest problem. And instead of these commentators like JJ Redick, I'm sorry, it's like Kendrick Perkins. Even Magic Johnson has come out and said that he don't like the way that JJ Redick is utilizing LeBron James. And see, the thing about that is if LeBron James is too old, then he's but he at the same time he is like all you have, then you don't have any choice but to log big minutes with LeBron James, and just hope that he is able to have some gas in the tank down the stretch to get it done. You know, LeBron James has been, he's the one who really determines how many minutes he play anyway. LeBron James takes himself in and out of games. And so JJ Redick knows that if he take LeBron James out, he can't really sit him on the bench for too long because he will, the team will fall behind. And even with a LeBron James who is was not really all that good on defense, and he pick and choose his, like his times on offense when he can be, when he's gonna go hard, they still don't have anybody else, or at least they don't trust anybody else to where as though that can get it done. And so I just think that JJ Redick is doing the best that he can under the circumstances. And so this is a bit, like I said, a recurring theme with surrounding LeBron James. He'll take all the credit, but he'll accept none of the blame. And that's one of the things that I really can't appreciate that has gone on throughout LeBron James's entire career, is that the fact that he gets all the credit, like even for instance down like when they were playing in Miami, and Ray Allen hit that 3-pointer to really, in my opinion, to save LeBron, to win that ring for them down in Miami. That was Ray Allen. But it was like, it was LeBron James carried the team, LeBron James brought the team back and all this stuff, and when that was never the case, and I couldn't really understand that. And at first I never really paid it any attention. I just thought it was noise, like when those announcers are talking and stuff like that, I really never really paid them any attention. But that's what happened. They gave him credit for the shot that for the success of the Miami Heat. But he never, they never really brought up the fact that they went 2-2 Miami Heat in championship games, which 2-2 is not bad. But they went 2-2 in those championship games down there in Miami. So they won 2 championships and they lost 2 championships. But they never bring that up. The fact that LeBron James didn't know how to win. When he first got down there, he didn't know how to win. And so they were not able to get 2 of those championships. In my opinion, I think that the Miami Heat back then should have at least won. They should have won 3 out of 4 of those championships. But LeBron James, he let them down, in my opinion. He let them down. So now, but you know, when LeBron James have when he collapse and when he don't do well, it's always he didn't have enough help. But then they don't talk about like the games he played in the championship games. What he played against the Spurs when they lost against the Spurs. They don't bring that up. The championship game when the Dallas Mavericks, when he just had a meltdown against the Dallas Mavericks and nobody built that, no, they don't bring that up. JJ Barrera, like what is JJ Barrera's like 5'8", 5'9". They had him playing against LeBron James and LeBron James had a meltdown. JJ Barrera and what's the guy named Jason Terry, so they don't bring that up. That's buried. That's buried in the archives. So, like I said, and even in this series, well, even since he's been with the Lakers, it's been, let's get LeBron James some help. LeBron James has never carried a team to victory. And for somebody who's supposed to be one of the greatest ball players to have ever had his time, you gotta have like a signature moment where LeBron James hit like a clutch shot, get like a clutch steal. Now he did one of those series. I think he had against Golden State. He had a clutch block against Andre Iguodala. You know, and so that's a clutch moment. But they run that in the whole like that's the only really highlight they show of LeBron James really coming through in a big time for his team. If you think about it, that's the only time that the only highlight they have of LeBron James coming through for his team in a big moment. Not really, any big shots, um, rebounds, any big rebounds. Like I was watching who I watched the other day. And Jimmy Butler for Golden State, man, he came up with a big rebound. And Jimmy Butler is, he got a big rebound over Steven Adams and the guy Shangoon for the Houston Rockets. And he got, I wish I still had the daggone thumbnail for that, but he got up on that. He was high above everybody. And you talking about a guy who's playing with with a bruised hip, and a big moment, and when he got that rebound off of, I think the dude Shangoon missed it, but he out rebounded in a clutch moment the big guy Steven Adams, and I thought that, like those are the kind of times that I think that LeBron James should have, but he don't have too many of those instances where like, he came through and he did it for his team. They even blame Anthony Davis, for some for the Lakers downfall. He takes a lot of that blame. It's never LeBron James. They never show highlights of LeBron James falling asleep on defense. That's why you have to go to like to platforms on on YouTube and social media that are showing these kinds of plays with LeBron James just really just falling asleep on defense and not really doing what he can do to help his team win. He just like his whole career, in my opinion, LeBron James has been there mostly for the ride. And I think LeBron James is a very good ball player, right? Very good. but he's not what they say he is, man. You know, like, and as a basketball fan, you want, you know, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody to come up in a big, you know, to come up big in games. Stephen Curry came up get big in game. What was it, game 3? When Jimmy Butler wasn't there, he scored 36 or 37 points, you know, and they needed that from him. And the opponent they knew the Houston Rockets knew that Steph Curry needed to come up big for them. And that's what he did, came up big. Jimmy Butler, the next game, Jimmy Butler came up big. So that's what you want, because that's what make basketball, you know, that competitive part about basketball. That's what make basketball so good, man. And these playoffs so far this year have been very good. But I think fans resent, you know, when you're giving them a bunch of excuses, you know, you know, that would be terrible for a team to point the finger at each other. But now you got the media doing that, pointing the finger at everybody else except for LeBron. You know, and so yeah, I just think it's not cool. It's not fair. And you cheat the game. You do that. It's an insult to the fans, because the fans know why the Lakers are really losing. LeBron is not what he used to be, and Luka don't play defense. LeBron don't play defense, and that's it. That's the whole thing in a nutshell for the Lakers. But that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next video. Peace.